my name's Cody. I own and operate an appraisal company based in Denver, Colorado. I've put this video together to help people better understand basic appraisal concepts before they order an appraisal to ensure that what they are paying for will meet their needs. The second key concept to understand about commercial and residential real estate appraisals is that all appraisals are made within a specific report type and specific report style. As a consumer, it is important to understand what options are available to you prior to ordering an appraisal to ensure that the report and price correlate with your needs. After presenting these three basic concepts, I will provide some examples of how they are used daily within the appraisal industry. Let's start with report type. The report type dictates the level of detail that will be presented within the appraisal. This directly correlates with the price of the appraisal because if more detail must be presented, it takes more time to develop and in turn costs more. Moving from least detailed to most detailed, the three report types are restricted use, summary, and self-contained. Restricted use appraisals contain minimal details about the property and appraisal process. Due to the lack of reporting, a restricted use appraisal cannot be relied on by any other party besides the client. This appraisal report type is very uncommon because it does not meet most people's appraisal needs and can only be used for very basic situations. An example of when a restricted use appraisal can be used is if an owner wants to sell their property and already is familiar with the applicable components of the property and market. They do not care to review information such as zoning and market conditions and just want a value. Summary appraisal report types contain a moderate amount of detail about the property. This report type is the most common report type for residential and commercial appraisals due to the balance between the price of the appraisal and the details of the report. Most appraisals made for loans are summary report types. Another example of when to use a summary appraisal would be if a seller wants to sell their property and would like to have more information than simply the value. Self-contained appraisal report types contain extensive details about the property and other information. Self-contained appraisals on residential properties for most situations are rare. Self-contained appraisals on small commercial properties for most situations are also not common. An example of when to use a self-contained appraisal report type would be if the property being appraised involved multiple valuation scenarios for future development. In this case, extensive market conditions analyses and some level of feasibility study would be required. Each of the three report types previously presented can be developed by the appraiser through one of two formats: form or narrative. A form format is standardized within a template and appraisal software. If you have ever seen a residential appraisal, chances are it was a form format. Most form report formats were developed by quasi-governmental agencies to provide a standardized look and feel to an appraisal. Narrative formats are developed through word processing software such as Microsoft Word. They are more descriptive than form formats. Most commercial appraisals made for lending are done on narrative formats. The property type, intended use, intended users, and valuation scenario will largely dictate what report type and style is appropriate. An appraiser will also consult with the client as to what is appropriate, though in many situations there are multiple options. Almost all residential appraisals are summary reports made with form report styles. Some exceptions could be new development, luxury or unique homes, or high scrutiny situations such as eminent domain or litigation. In these cases, the report style could be narrative to allow for greater explanations and details, or the report type could be self-contained. Almost all commercial appraisals are summary reports made with narrative report styles. This offers the best balance of price and detail. Exceptions to this could be if the property is small and straightforward. In this case, a summary report made with a form format may suffice. Or if a large commercial property is undergoing redevelopment, in which case a self-contained report through a narrative format is most appropriate. As demonstrated, the report type and report style directly relate to how much the appraisal will cost and what the appraisal will look like. Thanks for watching.